приятно быть здесь, с центром.
And to be celebrating this 20 years together
И
with you.
праздновать вместе 20-летие центра.
And I've been coming 15 of those 20 years almost.
Я, наверное, за эти 20 лет, 15 лет приезжаю в Россию.
But our collaboration actually started even before that when you came to California.
Но, наверное, наш сотрудничество началось тогда, когда вы приезжали в Калифорнию.
And in this project, it was the leadership project.
И проект это был проект лидерства.
And part of I think one of the things that I want to say about the center is it's a great example of what we were trying to do in that project.
И вот могу сказать, что то, что я приезжаю сюда, что делает центр, это то, что мы когда-то начинали и делали в этом проекте.
This project was about NLP people becoming leaders in their community.
Потому что речь шла о том, что люди, которые занимаются НЛП, становятся лидерами в своих сообществах.
And bringing NLP to others in many different forms.
И приносим НЛП в жизнь людей в разных формах.
One of the reasons that I have been coming back and back to the center for so many years.
Одна из причин, почему я продолжаю возвращаться в центр снова и снова, и спасибо вам за это.
Because you are being leaders.
Потому что вы лидеры.
Also, I think not only leaders in teaching NLP.
Конечно, лидеры не только в обучении NLP, но.
But in teaching what's even the deeper part of NLP, which is modeling.
Вы учите глубинную часть НЛП, то, что я называю моделированием.
Because NLP keeps growing through this process of modeling.
Потому что НЛП растет через процесс моделирования.
And yet, in many NLP programs, it's not taught.
Потому что на самом деле многие программы НЛП этому не учат.
The techniques that come from modeling are taught, which is
good. Которые рождаются в моделировании, это хорошо, но.
The real generative aspect of NLP is the ability to model.
Это когда ты не только можешь моделировать.
And that's what keeps us leaders.
И это то, что оставляет нас лидерами.
So I'm very happy to be joining you on the leading edge of NLP.
Спасибо. Мне очень приятно присоединяться к вам, потому что вы ведущие в НЛП.
And I invite everybody to join.
Я приглашаю всех присоединиться к вам.
Start. I wrote a book with a colleague in the 90s about NLP, and then I received 1,000 guilder at that time, and I didn't know why, and then the publisher said, well, we sold the rights to a Russian publisher. Then years later I was looking on the internet for myself, and then I found, hey, this must be the Russian book, it must exist. So then I thought, well, I like to have this book. And so I was looking on the internet, who can send me the book? And I found this NLP Center of Alexander Andrei Klevin. And then I found, and then he promised me to send such a book, and I received one. Then later he asked me if we had an interesting workshop going in the Netherlands. And we had, I think, Robert Dilts and Stephen Gilligan, and then he and Sasha came over, and so I met them in person, and we had dinner sometime, and then later, after a couple of months, he invited me to once come to Moscow, and then I had a great time, and so it started. Delighted to find a very, let's say, developed institute where the atmosphere of cooperation seemed to be very prominent. So there were many people taking part in it. It was more, let's say, a group of people working together, and students who took part in the organization and so on. The people were enormously enthusiastic, more than I ever had experienced. When I arrived at the place, when Andre showed me the place, he showed me the room for the trainers backstage. And I never had seen a special room for the trainer backstage with their own table, with their own cookies and tea. And I said, wow, why do you need this? And he said, yes, that's normal. And then I found out that the participants were so enthusiastic that when you didn't go once in a while in this room, you had no single second for yourself, and you couldn't organize your thoughts because they want to have autographs and make photographs and do all kinds of things. So that was very good that they had this so organized. Hope for the Institute is that it will continue the atmosphere and the openness that I thought that was over there, and I hope that they continue to invite foreigners, because the exchange, of course, in NLP is important. Also, what I think is that in the general in the GOS, in the former Soviet Union countries, that because of the vacuum that existed around psychotherapy, there was no practice of psychotherapy available, and that was one of the reasons that NLP fitted in very well. And so it has an enormous importance for the people in Russia that there exists such a technology that wasn't there before, so that you can really practically help people. So I hope that the Institute, Moscow Institute, that it continues to provide this and bring this to the highest level possible. And I hope they will have a lot of fun too, because I experienced that it's not only work, but they know how to enjoy this business, and this was also great to see. Also the cooperation between Andre and Sasha was very harmonious, so I like to see them work together that way, and I hope they can continue their friendship and their level of change forever.